people? San here, coming to you guys with another video. This time I decided to focus on notary services. So, as always, I'm going to talk to you guys about branding in any business that you do. So, of course, have my handy dandy impressive notary services t-shirt on, made by Why Impress Me. But anyways, I am going to get into notary about October 2019. I credited that to a very good friend of mine. And she was like, you know all of these documents that I'm notarizing. I know you can do great things in this business because you know exactly what you're talking about based on these documents. So gave it a try. Of course, you guys know my motto, I'll try anything once. And of course, still sticking with it and something that has actually brought in a great source of another supplemental income. So got into it with her help, of course, and it really came in handy because my fourth quarter in real estate is always slow for me. Of course, it's the holiday time. People aren't looking to move as much. Of course, this market that we're in now is unprecedented. It's just something totally different. But I came to find out that I actually love notary services. But so as I was doing the service, I had so many people, even as I was performing the service for them, asking me, how did you get into this? And so thus here we are, video to tell all. So of course, what is a notary? Basically, a person authorized to perform certain legal formalities, especially to draw up and certify contracts, deeds. You'll also hear people talk about loan signing agents, which are specifically, for loan documents. But notary pretty much can perform all types of services. I've done loan documents. I've done debt settlement contracts. I've done people purchasing vehicles from another state. So it's just a wide range of things. Affidavits of airships. It's just a number of things that you shouldn't limit yourself to being able to perform. But the way that I started was, of course, going to National Notary Association. I'm kind of clicking and walking you guys through it so I make sure I don't miss anything. But National Notary Association, once you're there, you click on Become a Notary. And I'm going to put a lot of these links to some of the things that I'm talking about below. And try to give you some insight that way as well, so that way if you have to reference back to anything. But once you click on Become a Notary, do keep in mind, one thing I want to say is that I am in Texas. I am in Texas. I am in Texas. Don't know if I have a twang to me, but I am in Texas. With that being said, make sure that you are checking all applicable laws for your state to make sure that you're following proper procedures and protocols based on where you are. But when you go to National Notary Association, you'll see that you can choose whichever state it is that you're living in. So once you click Get Started, it's going to bring you to another page that's going to allow you to choose a package. Pay attention to what those packages include. You'll see that some of them will include notary, what am I trying to say? Notary supplies. You will see that there is errors and omissions insurance that's included. We'll talk about that in just a second. So be mindful of whatever it is that you are purchasing. You will have to undergo a background check. So notice that one of those may also include that. But once you choose that, then you go to checkout, kind of get started there. You are going to have to go through a training that is going to basically get you familiarized with what the notary services are, what you should be doing, how you should handle certain specifics when you're going out performing these particular job functions. Once you do the training, there is a test involved. You do have to pass a test in order to get certified. So study, study, study. Not hard, but you do want to pay attention to some specifics, how they're wording some things. As with any test, they try to trip you up, but the training kind of helps get you started and helps you get through that. Once you pass your training and your testing, you are going to have to undergo a background check. With the background check, any other background check is a background check. So once that's cleared, we're ready to go. Keep your profile updated in My NNA. You're going to want to say when you're available. Your certificate will be updated. The other thing that you want to get is errors and omissions insurance. So errors and omissions insurance, remember, you are legally certifying that these individuals are doing what they need to be doing, that these are the individuals that are sitting in front of you. So errors and omissions insurance is to make sure your E&O insurance is to make sure that you are certifying these individuals accurately. You want to make sure that you did not sell so-and-so's twin brother's house, because you certified his ID as opposed to whomever it was you were supposed to, or somebody's daughter just said, oh yeah, go ahead and sell it. Mama told me I could, and then mama come back and sue you, then you have a problem. Heirs and insurance, E&O insurance is basically your insurance to cover you in the event that you need it. I will say this, what I've learned and what I was taught was in the event that you are financially able to increase your E&O insurance. I believe some companies require at least $25,000 minimum, but I was told that if you increase it as high as you can, the more protected you are. Therefore, companies look at you as not so much of a liability because you're protected a little bit more than what the norm is requiring. Me, I went for the top dollar, so I am protected about $100,000 just to make sure that if anything happens, I'm good. So think about that. Again, whatever your finances allow until you're able to increase it a little bit more. That E&O insurance is good for a year, just like your background check. Both are good for a year. So you will have to do your background check every year, as well as renew your insurance every year as well. So keep that in mind. One thing I learned this year, don't wait till the last minute, because sometimes it takes a little bit for it to come in. And when it does, you don't work until it's cleared. So do keep that in mind. Renew whenever you are able to. So National Association of Notaries. That is a very good website that I utilize for my notary supplies. I always make sure that I have at least 1 to 2 backup notary stamps, just in case I'm working a little bit harder than I thought I did. I have a backup in case my ink runs out, or you can also buy the ink refills, whichever works for you. Also, my notary books. One day I realized I had absolutely none. I was on my last leg and had to hurry up and get Amazon to overnight me. But if you're being proactive, keep at least 1 to 2. National Association of Notaries is where I've been getting my supplies, just because, I like different colors, so forth and so forth. So you get a little bit of difference there. Don't make your colors too light to where when you're making copies, you can't read it. Keep that in mind. I'm always going to talk to you guys about branding. Branding. That is because as you're doing these services, people are going to say, hey, I may need you for something different. I perform notary services on real estate transactions, and sometimes I do not always let people know that I'm a realtor. And with that being said, I've had some other agents go, hey, I need your card because I may need to utilize you, or I may tell my title company to utilize you. And of course, I always keep business cards. So I hand them over a card, and then of course I double brand myself, so then they see I'm a realtor, and that sparks up some more conversation. Mostly, oh, that's why you were so good, because you know what you're talking about, because you do this for a living. But keep business cards. Get business cards. What's that famous website? Office Depot. Office Depot, you can get cards there. Vistaprint. Vistaprint, you can definitely get cards there. It does not have to be creme de la creme. Just get something out there to brand yourself. So keep some business cards, and make sure that you hand those out when people say that you did a good job. Oh, great. If you ever need me again, here I am. Companies. So some companies that I've come across, and I'm going to put those in the link at the bottom. Solidifi. Solidifi is a really good company. I like them. They keep me busy, especially if somebody cancels, then they make sure that they call me. So I'm always saying yes when people call. Xome. Xome is a reputable company as well. As a matter of fact, my husband uses them at work, so I came to know about them through him. WFG National Title. I actually did some real estate transactions with them, but they are very good as well of getting business to you. Superior Notary Services, love them, have done hundreds of transactions for them. Fidelity is one that you guys really want to get into if you can. Now, Fidelity has their own training certification, because when you get connected with Fidelity is attorneys. So they're going to be utilizing you. So they are very, very strict on what they qualify you for, their training, and you also have to renew with them every year. So if you can get into Fidelity is also a good one. Keep in mind that you want to maintain yourself to be as open as you possibly can. Like I said, some things happen, life happens, that's with us all. But if one notary chooses to accept an assignment and they cannot fulfill that obligation for whatever reason, guess what? They're going to be looking around for more people to try to make sure that they get the services done. So with that being said, keep your services open. When these individuals start calling you about looking into their services, save their number. Save their number, because I know there's a lot of California numbers calling me, New York, and so forth and so forth, and I don't know who these people are. But when I answer and I realize it's somebody trying to get me to work and make money, then I make sure I save their number so the next time they call, I'm picking up the phone. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I'm forgetting. I don't think, printer. Get you a reliable printer. And when I say reliable printer, I mean reliable printer. So I'm not knocking those $100 printers at Office Depot or those $100, $50 printers at Walmart. Absolutely not. But if you want to make sure that you are able to perform the job duties to the best and efficiently is my key word, get you a great printer. Laser printers are always great, just because they have a higher page count per minute. So I did a laser printer, black and white. You do not need color, so don't spend your money that way. Toner, keep a lot of extra toner. Keep a lot of extra drums. So keep in mind, when you're getting these jobs, you're being paid accordingly to the job, to the page count. So you want to make sure your printer is working well. You want to keep you a lot of paper. $25.97. You can go to Walmart and they have a 10 ream of paper for $25.97. Buy you one of those at least once a month to keep your page count stacked. Legal paper, you can only buy it separately at Walmart, but I think it's like $3.97 per page. Don't quote me on that. But I keep at least about 10 of those as well, because you are going to be doing legal and letter size paper. So if you are able to buy you a dual tray printer, that is going to be your best friend. I will tell you, I did not buy that at first. My printer unfortunately just went out last week, so I am now looking at a dual tray printer. So when I purchased mine and I tested it out, I'll put a link so that you guys can see which one I purchased, how it worked for me, to make sure that it works as efficiently as I hope that it would. But make sure you have a great printer. Make sure you keep enough paper, because if you do the job, you do it to the best of your ability, these individuals are going to continue to want to give you assignments. And so you're going to want to make sure that you're ready for them. Do keep in mind, mobile notary. There are some locations where I go and I just sit and they give me the papers and say, just show up. I will go sit. I think tomorrow I'm sitting at a title company. I have a 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. And I'm just sitting at a title company. They're providing the documents and I'm just showing up when the individuals come to sign. I'm notarizing and going through the paperwork with them. So those are the fortunate ones. That's the ones you love, because you don't have to drive all over the world. I will say, I unfortunately just had to buy a new car, my early birthday gift, because I bought a family SUV last year with 40,000 miles on it. Love that car. However, right about now, it has about close to 100,000 miles on it. So keep in mind, mobile notary means mobile notary. You are going to be traveling quite a bit. And that's not just notary. That's in addition to family vacations, realtor. So it's just kind of a combination. But I will say with notary, I think so far, I'm at about 7,000 miles just with notary services by itself. Keep accurate count, because guess what? Miles are tax deductible. So keep that in mind. Check with your CPAs on that as well. So I am going to let you guys go. Hopefully I answered quite a bit. If you have been thinking about notary services, I will tell anybody right now, do it. Don't think about it. Couple of $100 for supplies, training, and everything to get started. But I promise you, last year when the pandemic hit, I made a whole person's salary. That my husband was like, oh, so this is what you make in a week. That's probably more than I make every 2 weeks. I was like, it works. It's keeping the household running in addition to you. So with that being said, on another day, I am going to do another video with some helpful tips on any mistakes that I've been noticing that come up, not just with me, but with other individuals as well. I'll talk about that printer. Once I get it, I'm actually going to put that in order for today, so I should have it in a couple of days. But if you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I definitely don't mind answering. I don't mind sharing any insight that I definitely have. I am going to put some of those companies that I talked about in the link below. Make sure you subscribe. I promise you that I will keep you informed about what I know as far as notary services are concerned. If there's anything that I come across that I think that you guys should know, any new companies that I come across that I think that you guys should definitely be maybe interested in. So feel free to chat with me below, subscribe. I look forward to our next video. Talk to you guys soon.